When's the last time you ever went to Chicago? How about these Gen 4 cars? When's the last time you saw them at Chicago? Race 12 in the Thursday Night Thunder calendar comes to the Chicagoland Speedway. Noah Belleville running for another win this season. Toby Estes on his outside trying to get closer to Jacob Prince at the top of the points, waiting for the signal. Green flag is out. Let's go racing. Early start by Jake Prince to the outside. He's right behind Noah Belleville. And coming into this race, if you hadn't seen it yet, these are the TNT points standings. Jacob Prince at 445, Toby Estes at 443, and the points leader from Greenwood, South Carolina, just trying to inch himself to the lead. And we've got an old TNT winner in the chat. Shout out to the folks in Georgia. Shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Cody Pennell. Been a long time since we've seen him. Hopefully we see him later this summer in the V8 Supercars. If you know, you know. Looking at Toby Estes in that second position, and as they run in the points, they now run in the points standings. The pride of Greensburg, Kentucky, Toby Estes, 29.76. He and Jacob Prince ran identical laps last time by 5 races to go in the Thursday Night Thunder Championship. Toby Estes, new leader at Chicagoland. Jacob Prince not to be trifled with. That points lead was a lot bigger before we got to this round, and the South Carolinian coming in with that lead. He's got Noah Belleville now just to his left-hand side, and then DeSoto, Missouri's Noah Belleville up into second. He wants another win this season. The two-time champion Tom Sears, he wants that third championship. He wants to get up into third place. Jacob Prince, though, falling off early, but is he saving tires? That's been a theme throughout practice, and it's a theme for these drivers right now, is what do I need to save to get to the very end? The TrackFacts estimate 30 to 45 laps on a pit window, but that's with extreme tire saving. We could see these guys coming in closer to the end of lap 27. Seth Watson on the outside of Jacob Prince, the double 9, trying to hold off the single 9. They're going to get really, really close to that wall all night long. Guaranteed. Central Florida's Richie Catania fills up the space behind the number 9. The Nicorette Chevrolet sits in 6th ahead of another Bluegrass bandit, Briley Wright. If you just tuned in, you have not missed a thing. Estes, Sears, Belleville running 1, 2, 3. The 8 Budweiser Chevrolet ahead of the Western Mass Mechanical Contractor Supra. And then with some late 90s love, the number 9 of Seth Watson. Right in that number 9, Kellogg's Cornflakes, running the top side. And he's going really fast, really early. But you think, is this a bit of Cole Trickle going on where he's going to melt the tires because he's driving too fast? That's going to be, I said that's going to be a theme, and here we go, I said it again. Matter of fact, take a drink every time I say theme. But that's going to happen, and that's a theme of tonight's race, is tires. We're going to see who can save them the best. Jacob Prince running the low side in that double 9, really trying to save that rubber now. And now I'm interested to see what's going to happen. We're only 9 laps into this race. And, you know, if you kind of want to watch the NFL draft as well, go right ahead. I'm going to pull up this list. I have no idea who's in this NFL draft because I pay very little attention to this, but we'll find out here. New York is on the clock. It looks like Marvin Harrison Jr. went to Arizona. Joe Alt, the defensive tackle, he went to Los Angeles. New York on the clock. We'll see who they come up with tonight. Further back in this race, from Decatur, Illinois, Ryan Pennell in the 1-2 Mack Tonight Ford. He sits behind Ryan Lindemann in the Folgers machine. Tommy Withers up ahead in that number 6. We got to get that fixed. We got to put him in some nice colors tonight. The all-black number 6 Chevrolet, normally rocking a Ford paint scheme. We'll see if we can get that fixed for him. Ryan Pennell behind him in that 1-2. He's 1 second off the top 10, but now when you see a guy in the back of the pack, you don't really know if he's saving tires or if he's, you know, just struggling with the race car. Nick Pressey in the 9-4 as the camera violently shakes with the race cars flying past. Brooklyn, New York's Nick Pressey now sneaks into the top 13. One guy who you definitely know he's not hanging back, Tristan Catania. He spends most of his time back here outside the top 13 positions, but now by favor of Nick Pressey, Tristan Catania gets into the top 13. Pressey back to 15th. He strikes the wall. He's trying to ride the rim just like the rest of the guys in this race. And the 94 of Pressey now has to claw all that back. As a matter of fact, Nassau's Elridge George in the 4-0, now trying to climb into the top 15. Tristan Catania in the highs of his career, 13th position, 13 laps into this race. And what has surely been a career high all season long might now end with the Texas A&M pitcher, Matt Kent. And speaking of Cole Trickle, we were talking about Seth Wansing being Cole Trickle. Here's the Cole Trickle car, Kent in the 3-1. Up behind that 4-8. Let's go on board with Kent. I'll bet money that these cars are going to get closer to that turn 1 wall as the night goes on. 15 laps into this race, Matt Kent kicks Tristan Catania out of the top 13. 2/10. Now the difference between them. Seth Wansing in that number 9 sits ahead of Briley Wright. Less than 2/10 the gap now. One of these Bluegrass Bandits. How many do we have tonight? 2. Toby Estes at the front. He's one of the 2 Bluegrass Bandits in this race. Briley Wright sitting in second. What we're missing is Cody Riggs, the Daytona winner this season. And that's, I know I say this, we've said this a lot about this win, but that Daytona win from Cody Riggs is going to go down as one of the all-time popular wins. Just the respect that Cody Riggs has garnered from putting his time in Thursday Night Thunder, and you know he's finally got his victory. It was nothing but an outpouring of love for Cody Riggs, and it was great to see him finally on the podium. Jacob Prince has decided, I've saved enough tire, and the double 9 goes to the left-hand side of the single 9, 3 wide out of turn number 4. The 29 comes up the racetrack. 99 keeps it moving up the middle, and Briley Wright's just going to hang back and let Jacob Prince do his thing. What a move by Prince. Brave up the middle, and then Briley Wright sits behind him. Watch this. And then, oh, the double 9 just got loose out of turn number 4. Watch it one more time. Jacob Prince just getting loose in turn 4. What a great battle, though. Briley Wright just lets off the throttle, and that could have been the difference between these guys continuing and a big crash, but we are caution-free 19 laps into this race, what is now 20 laps as Toby Estes starts to look in his mirror because he knows Jacob Prince is coming. And the drag race for third ends up with Jacob Prince now moving into the top spot. Tom Sears behind him in that 1-4. Seth Wansing rolling in fifth. Briley Wright up 3 places from where he started. He's going to keep on moving up. Giants pick is in. They're going to take Malik Neighbors from LSU. 6-foot wide receiver, 200 pounds. And now that's going to put Tennessee Titans on the clock. Where's David Houck when you want to talk to him? Shout out Davey, wherever you are. Ryan Pinnell just sneaks ahead of John Honeybrink coming out of turn number 4. 2-4, 1-2, 2-0. 23 laps underway at the Chicagoland Speedway. We're going to see pit stops real soon, and it's going to be chaotic. It's just going to be chaotic. It will be. Coming off of turn number 4 at Chicagoland is always a thrill to watch, but it's going to be a lot of fun to see who keeps it in one piece, who struggles to put it onto pit road, and all eyes are going to be on who wants to be first. Here comes Ryan Pinnell, left-hand side of Richie Catania. And Pinnell looks like he's just going to clear the 2-4. Richie just struggling to hold it together on the top side. He's going to wiggle a bit. Tommy Withers in the 6. Just sneaking in front of these two, but it looks like Richie might have some speed on the outside. Pinnell's not giving up in that 1-2. Richie just slides out of turn number 4, and the Decatur, Illinois native up into the top 10. Matthew Kent also climbing, trying to get around John Honeybrink. Former Texas A&M pitcher now sneaks behind that 2-0, just takes the air off the nose. It's going to make a difference. And again, when tires are key, what is the difference going to be gained saving your tires versus being able to put in faster laps over what's going to be presumably a 30-lap stint? Now, as you know, the track gets more rubber into it, it's going to be more grip. The track's also going to gain grip because the track's getting cooler. The sun's obviously going to set. So now the question's going to be which one of these drivers is going to adapt best. Is that Noah Belleville? That's Noah Belleville on the inside. How about a race for the lead? Who wants to see that? Noah Belleville in that 41. He's going to take the Office Depot Chevrolet to the left-hand side of Toby Estes. 2x2 out of turn 2. Toby Estes has the advantage into 3, but can he make it stick on board with car 4-1? Toby Estes is into the pits. Noah Belleville, your new leader. Toby Estes decides it's the perfect time for him to come down into pit road. He's not the only one. Seth Wansing, Tom Sears, Richie Catania. Looks like he just almost spun coming into pit road. And those will be the first 4. Noah Belleville still leading and Jacob Prince behind him. '99 slowing down, so is the 41. Are they going to all make it down under the pit road speed limit? Jacob Prince was moving at a really good clip, but he gets it under 55 miles an hour when he crosses the line. Now moving at a comfortable 63, coming up behind Noah Belleville, and that's going to make your new leader at 150 iRacing miles an hour, Ryan Pinnell. John Honeybrink behind him, 1.7 seconds the gap. There's Toby Estes sailing around him. We're going to see what the clock says this time by. Estes on fresh tires, 29 laps into this race, as he flies up the running order as other cars are in the pits. Toby Estes, 29.72. Ryan Pinnell with a 30.08. He's the leader. John Honeybrink, Nick Pressey, Ryan Lindemann in that gorgeous folders machine, all coming down into the pits. And Lindemann, new leader for now. Here comes Toby Estes out of turn number 4. But hey, let it be known that for a brief and shining moment, Tampa's Ryan Lindemann led this race. And it is no longer. Toby Estes back to the top. Noah Belleville sits in second. Jacob Prince in third. Chevy. 1, 2, 3. Further on back, John Honeybrink trying to get to the inside of Nick Pressey. This is for position. The NVIDIA Chevrolet, half a second. Now 0.6 behind Brooklyn's Pressey. Noah Belleville goes purple. 29.72, fastest lap by 1/1000th of a second over Toby Estes. How about that? Both of them putting it. And Belleville just went purple again. 29.71, fastest lap so far, 32 laps into this 135 lap event. Bring up those points one more time, Belleville. You know, it's hard to say if he still has the championship on his mind, but it's not mathematically impossible. Belleville needs to put in these kinds of runs. He's third in the points. He's only 45 markers behind Jacob Prince. Belleville trying to score his hat trick, looking for his third win tonight. Jacob Prince, the first driver this season to score 3 wins, and Jacob Prince with the average finish of third. Noah Belleville with an average finish of 5th coming into tonight's race. And really, in the grand scheme of things, 45 points is not a huge margin, but when you're only beating the championship leader by 1 point, or 1 position, I'm sorry, it's not a lot, and it may not be a lot to win this championship. Toby Estes leading this race. Another look at those drip diecast and collectibles points. 12 markers is the gap. Toby Estes doing everything he needs to do, but soon he'll have to contend with South Carolina's Jacob Prince. That 99 comes up behind the 41 of Noah Belleville. They are 1.5 seconds apart. Further on back, how about this for a retro throwback sight? The number 9. I was going to say the number 9 of Terry Labonte. That's how invested I was into that shot there. The number 9 of Seth Wansing on the outside of the blue deuce of Thomas Andrews. The Season 4 champion being overtaken by this season's North Wilkesboro winner. Wansing making that 9 look good. And if you don't know, which I never thought I would be explaining genuinely to those that might not know, this paint scheme a throwback to the 2-time Winston Cup champion at the time, Terry Labonte from Corpus Christi, Texas. Between him and his brother Bobby, 3 Winston Cup championships total. And somebody help me out here. I have no idea when Terry won his first championship. I think he won the second one in 1996, right? Because 95 was 94 may have been Earnhardt. 95 was Jeff Gordon. I think 96 was Terry Labonte, as Tommy Withers overtakes the Terry Labonte Chevy. That's for the 6th position. Car number 6 slides up the racetrack, and now he's going to get crossed over by Kansas City's Seth Wansing. The number 9 slides to the low line, and he takes 6th back from Tommy Withers. But is Withers going to do an undercut of his own out of turn number 4? Yeah, he'll use the apron too. He's going to come up the racetrack just a little too early, but he's going to get the line and sink it down into turn number 1. Seth Wansing's going to watch the 6 float by. Here comes Thomas Andrews in car number 2, and behind all of this, Richie Catania. .39 laps about to be complete at iRacing's Chicagoland Speedway. Thomas Andrews now to the inside of Tommy Withers. Withers going to try and get to the inside of the 2. 2 is going to slide up and make room for the black 6 of Withers out of turn number 4. The Virginian tries to move around for position. 40 laps underway of the scheduled 135. Seth Wansing not out of the woods. The Season 4 champion trying to get around the Kansas City driver, and maybe the lead could be under attack. The 8 of Toby Estes just having to avoid Elridge George there for a brief and shining moment. Noah Belleville also having to dodge the 4-0 from Nassau. 4-1 trying to undercut that 8. Jacob Prince 1.7 seconds behind him. But again, we just don't know how much they're saving. Looking at everybody's pit laps, everybody came down between laps 27 and 29. The Drip Diecast and Collectibles Track Facts estimating 35 to 45 for a pit window, but surely that's on fuel. The tires will not allow them to go that distance. Belleville on the outside of the 8. And Noah Belleville from DeSoto, Missouri now takes the top spot. Thomas Andrews still trying to get to the inside of Seth Wansing in the number 9, and this is as good as time as any to let you know, if you love some of these paint schemes, if it just makes you think back to those classic late 90s days that we love so much, it's the reason why we came up with TNT. You know, we just wanted to run, you know, the nostalgic races and paint schemes that we love. If that speaks to you, head over to Drip Diecast and Collectibles on eBay and Facebook. It is your number 1 online store for not just NASCAR, but sports memorabilia in general. Drip Diecast and Collectibles on eBay and Facebook. Check them out. It's your number 1 online store for all sports memorabilia, especially if you love some of these paint schemes that you see here. Get online, get yourself a piece of NASCAR history tonight. Even cars like the 41, cars like the 8. You know, Dale Jr. and, God, I was going to say Tony. It is Tony Stewart in that 41, right? I was about to say Carl Edwards. It's Tony Stewart in that 41. And then, obviously, Dale Jr. in the 8. Jacob Prince running his own custom Coors paint scheme tonight. Briley Wright showing some love to Kevin Harvick. Matt Kent to a fictional driver, but everybody knows the story of Cole Trickle. Ryan Pennell with that Bill Elliott Mac Tonight paint scheme. Everybody knows the Jeff Gordon paint scheme as well, that Nicorette car. He ran it last week. Richie Catania, the driver of this car. He ran it last week at Sonoma, and it looked amazing against the backdrop of the mountains. But now, in the setting sun of Chicagoland and the lights behind that pink backdrop, it looks even better. So Richie now trying to pilot this machine to a top 10. Ryan Lindemann. No prizes for guessing who drove this car here. Mark Martin. Arguably one of the best drivers never to win a NASCAR championship. Tristan Catania with a design all his own in the bad braking Camaro. I think those are Camaro decals. And Elrich George, normally running in the, I think the Casey Kane. White Dodge with the red stripes down the middle. Normally in those colors, but I think Trading Paints was updating tonight and just having a little bit of issues. But nevertheless, all the cars look great tonight, and so far, so good. Clean and green, not a single caution at all. Of course, as soon as I say that, I guarantee you, here comes the yellow. The 1-4 of Tom Sears on the outside of Toby Estes. Estimate lap 52 is when we'll see the next round of green flag pit stops if Tom Sears manages to stay off the wall. Briley Wright gets to his inside for the 4th position. Thomas Andrews in that too, behind Seth Wansing. Maybe Andrews is just going to ride around. We'll see how long they decide to go this time. Again, between 27 and 29 laps. That was the distance of the last stint, so you can estimate here, what, lap 54? I said 52. That proves I can't do math. We're looking for, look at Thomas Andrews. I'm rambling about numbers, and Thomas Andrews just barely saved his race car. Watch this. 2 with a huge slide out of turn number 2. And he keeps it in one piece. 85 laps to go next time by. I think Thomas Andrews might have just gotten into the wall, and he did, because here comes Tommy Withers trying to avoid the 2. Here comes the Mac Tonight machine of Ryan Pennell. Thomas Andrews really on the back foot now. The Season 4 champion just trying to keep the race car on the race track, let alone in the top 10. Matt Kent up 3 places from where he started. Tommy Withers in the 6th to his outside. And now Ryan Pennell exhibiting looseness out of turn number 4. Meanwhile, Seth Wansing's just watching all of this behind him, praying he doesn't somehow get caught up in all of this. On board with car number 9. Noah Belleville running away with this lead, and this is something that he managed to do last week at Sonoma as well. His in-lap and his out-lap were his fastest laps all race long. Now, his quickest, 29.72, not as quick as Toby's 29.71, but they are just hundreds, if not thousands, of a second apart. Looking at this NFL draft, I think the Chicago Bears pick is in. Noah Belleville, 9/10 of a second. Quickly approaching 80 to go. Sparks flying all over the place because somebody can't stay off the wall, Noah Belleville. Toby Estes also grabbing wall, and Jacob Prince will now help himself to second place. Bears pick wide receiver out of Washington, Rome Odunze. I think that's how you say his name. I hope so, because I don't have this volume turned up. I don't want to get in trouble for that, but all right. Wide receiver going to Chicago. Bears fans stand up. I have no idea. Maybe there's Bears fans watching. Maybe there's not. Tommy Withers just trying to kind of stay out of everybody's way here after scraping the wall. The 1-2 of Ryan Pennell sits ahead of Matt Kent. And Ryan Pennell will take 8th place just before this round of pit stops. So far, nobody's in. So it looks like they're going a little bit further on this stint than last time. The racetrack is cooler, and it continues to get cooler. And there's more grip in the racetrack as they run on it. So look at the tail just hanging out, coming out of the corner. The more grip that they get, the more that they can also just hang the race car out on the racetrack. So we're going to see a lot of tail whips coming out of turns 2 and 4. Just wait for it. Seth Wansing, he's going to whip his car right into pit lane. He's in. Tom Sears is in. And race leader Toby Estes, well, former race leader Toby Estes is in. Current race leader Noah Belleville is going to stay. No, he's not going to stay out. He's going to come down into the pits. So Noah Belleville for tires and fuel. Briley Wright coming out of turn number 4. He's also going to come down into the pits. How about Thomas Andrews in the number 2? He's on the high side, but he's not even going to lead this lap. It's going to be Ryan Pinnell from Decatur. He's now your new leader in round number 12. Tommy Withers behind him. Thomas Andrews in 3rd. Here's Brooklyn's Nick Pressey into the 4th position. Jake Prince is in. Noah Belleville is in. Richie Catania, Matt Kent also in. We'll see if Pinnell stays out. Less than 80 to go. That Mac Tonight machine looking pristine. He's still leading John Honeybrink in the 2nd position. Nick Pressey gambling with the rest of them. He sits in 3rd. Noah Belleville back out on the racetrack. Let's see what the clock says. He's got Toby Estes right behind him, so Belleville's going to have to put in a quick lap next time by. There's Jacob Prince behind him. Now, Prince has gained a ton. You see, he sits now behind Toby Estes. He sits behind Noah Belleville. And he's just gained so much more time on this stint here. So Prince really just knows how to attack pit lane and make the most of his in and his out laps. And he's doing that right now. He's trying to get to the inside of Toby Estes, and Noah Belleville goes purple again. I think this is his 2nd or his 3rd fastest lap of the race he's put in. 29.62. Belleville quickest. On board with car 41. One second now the gap. Everybody's come out of pit road, and it looks like they're back up to racing speed. So now it's going to be Jacob Prince, who's chasing down the 41 of Noah Belleville. Prince, again, really loose out of turn number 4. Have another look. Man, he had a great run coming out of 4. Watch the 99. With a big shake, but hey, he keeps it moving. That's the 2nd time tonight Jacob Prince has had a world-class save coming out of the 4th corner. Watch this. Earlier in this race, this is a 3-wide battle between him, Briley Wright, and Seth Wansing. Hold on. Briley Wright lets off the gas. Jacob Prince lives to race another lap, and this time coming out of turn number 4. Another big slide off the bottom line and no contact with Toby Estes. Everybody keeps it moving, and Jacob Prince chases again. Let's go on board with car 99. 0.3 of a second between Jacob Prince and Toby Estes. Toby Estes just going to beat John Honeybrink into turn 1. Prince also sneaks beneath him, and what a run into turn one. Prince now sliding up the racetrack, and he is right on Toby Esta's tail. But again, how hard is he making the tires work? And while all of this is going on, Noah Belleville now running away with this lead. 1.5 seconds the gap. Ryan Lindemann. Now, the first car 1 lap down, so if the caution does come out, Lindo gets that lap back. I think I've mentioned it many times before this season, but I absolutely love the gold reflective skirts on the 5-1 of Ryan Lindemann. They're just awesome. Further up, Seth Wansing to the inside. I'm sorry, Matt Kent to the inside of Seth Wansing. Car 31. Now here's the guy who's really been moving up 8 places from where he started. Pitting on lap 56. Everybody taking 4 tires that last time. I don't think anybody would dare take 2. I really, really don't. 68 laps about to be complete. Caution free so far. Again, knock on wood. 3-1 of Matt Kent now on the outside, and he's just going to stay off the apron as Seth Wansing will use that apron, but again, he's going to use more grip trying to stay on that apron. Car number 9 really running the top side and making the most of it. 31 of Matt Kent's going to follow him. Tommy Withers from Virginia in that number 6 to the left-hand side. Shout out Tommy Withers as well. Also up 8 places from where he started. Coming into this race, Withers has 383 points. He's just on the cusp of the top 5. Justin Shoup, if that's one name that you have not heard tonight, well, he's not in the roster tonight. He comes into this race 4th in the points standings, not on tonight's roster. He's going to take a big tumble. And the pride of Bealton, Virginia, with 1 win to his name in this campaign, is going to slide down the points. Withers behind that 5 of Wansing, and he's just riding along now. 71 laps into this race, and again, drivers able to go, let's say, about 30 laps this time. Drivers coming down between lap 56 and 58. So they're going further. Quick math would tell you they'll probably come in around the high 80s, maybe even low 90s, so we're about 18 laps away. Vikings put their pick in. They've picked J.J. McCarthy, the national championship winning quarterback from Michigan. He's going to play for the Minnesota Vikings. Tristan Catani coming back up onto the racetrack ahead of 5th place. At the front, drivers have really spread out now. They've hit their stride. Noah Belleville, 1.5 seconds ahead of Jacob Prince, who's now drafting off Ryan Lindemann in that 5-1. Lindemann doing his best just to stay on the tail of John Honeybrink. On board with Jacob Prince. He's in the wall now going into turn number 3. Let's see how he recovers. They were just talking more about J.J. McCarthy there in the draft. He went 27-1 as Michigan's starting quarterback. That's a fantastic stat to have in your resume. Only 1 loss as Michigan's starting quarterback, and here he is going to play for the Minnesota Vikings. That's pretty impressive. You love to see it. 60 laps to go next time by. Noah Belleville leads this race. 2.25 seconds, the gap between him and Jacob Prince. Toby Estes in third. And over the last 5 laps, this has been the gap between them. Those are the numbers as they cross the line. Jacob Prince holding on to Noah Belleville for now. We're approximately 10-ish laps from the next green flag pit stop cycle. Tommy Withers just ahead of Matt Kent, who's maybe just trying to save fuel, tires, anything to gain an advantage, but he should keep doing what he's been doing. Matt Kent up 6 places from where he started. Tommy Withers up 8 places from where he started. Briley Wright still in the top 5. He's up 5 places from where he started. So these guys really gaining a lot of ground as the race goes on and the championship gets even closer. Next week, Pocono. Monday night, the Super Late Models are at Oxford Plains Speedway. That's going to be a thrill. It always is. That season has been nothing but fun. I love it. And then Pocono Raceway will be the host for round number 13 of this 8th Thursday Night Thunder campaign. Caution flag is out at the Chicagoland Speedway. First caution tonight, and it goes to the number 9 of Seth Wansing. That gorgeous Terry Labonte machine just losing control, and he's crunched up pretty hard. Let's see what happened to him. Oh, he just gets run over by Tommy Withers and destroyed by Thomas Andrews. One more look. Matt Kent just avoids that one. But Wansing gets run over. Have a look. On board with Tommy Withers. One more look at Seth Wansing going around. I think Elridge George just worked to avoid him. And cautions out for the first time tonight. Seth Wansing yet to repair that number 9. So Noah Belleville in the lead. Car 41. What's he got tonight? We're going to restart inside the final 50 laps of action here. We're going to let the drivers take a break, and we're going to do the same. We're going to come back for the final 50-some, 40-some laps of racing here, so don't go anywhere. And who's coming in? Okay. Well, definitely don't go anywhere, because we got a few drivers coming down into the pits, a few guys staying out. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with more TNT. .52 laps to go when we cross the line. Noah Belleville with control of the field. Everybody except Tristan Catania coming down on laps 80 and 81. Tom Sears also staying out. He pitted on lap 69. Green flag is out and we're racing again. Noah Belleville with the lead in this race. Jacob Prince just behind him in that double 9. And Toby Estes in the 8 on the right rear quarter panel. Now sliding up the racetrack, Jacob Prince just keeps his car ahead of that number 8. Ryan Pennell from Decatur in that 4th position, and Season 4 champion Thomas Andrews in 5th. Briley Wright in 6th. It's still a one-stop race to the end, but if it goes green to the very end, tires will be at a premium for the end of this race. Make no mistake. Elridge George trying to get up on John Honeybrink in the 2-0. The battle for second still rages on. Is that Matt Kent in the grass? He's on the apron. Something happened to that 3-1, and it's not good. Right there, Matt Kent just gets slammed right into that outside wall. Have another look. What happens here? .29 of Briley Wright. Did he get loose? Did he move down on that 31? See if we can go on board with the 2-9. Thomas Andrews almost caught a piece of that on board with Matthew Kent. Noah Belleville still in the lead. No caution. Car 41 sits ahead of that double nine of Jacob Prince. Toby Estes behind him. 3/10 is the gap, and Prince slowly gaining on Noah Belleville that last time through. 0.2 of a second was the gap. Toby Estes 0.2 quicker than Jacob Prince, and taking Ryan Pennell with him inside of the final 46 laps of racing. Looks like Bo Nix from Auburn is going to be going to... Well, Bo Nix from Oregon, excuse me, is going to the Broncos. His dad went to Auburn. Oh, did he go to Auburn? See, it just goes to prove I know absolutely nothing. I know exactly what the television puts in front of me because I don't watch the NFL. So, okay. But anyway. Broncos are going to get a new quarterback. That's cool. I couldn't care less. I'm a Dolphins guy. The number 6 of Thomas Andrews sneaks to the inside of Thomas. And I've got that backwards again. Thomas Withers gets ahead of Thomas Andrews. That's for 7th. And Tommy Withers really running the race of his season so far. Up 7 places from where he started. So a season high thus far. Matt Kent just went green, by the way. 20.9 seconds. His personal best. Noah Belleville in the 41 ahead of Jacob Prince in the double nine, and here comes the move for the lead. Prince getting really loose out of turn number 4. He holds onto the race car for now. He's using the apron, trying to get closer to Noah Belleville. Approaching 40 laps to go. Getting closer and closer. 41 laps to go this time by. Jacob Prince wants a piece of that lead. He wants to extend his points lead over Toby Estes. 12 points the gap, and Prince with a big shake out of turn number 4. He's done that a lot tonight, but to his credit, still keeps that race car in one piece. But turn 4 really has been his Achilles heel tonight. Tristan Catania had some trouble on lap 92. That's him coming out of the pits on cold tires, but he keeps it moving. 4/10 the gap now. Noah Belleville still ahead. Jacob Prince having to claw that back, but how much of his tires is he using? They're just going to get closer. Tristan Catania goes green, 30.04 seconds, his personal best. The track gets faster. What's that going to mean for mistakes? What's that going to mean for tire wear as well? Brock Bowers out of Georgia. He's going to be a Raider. He's going to play for Las Vegas. And this might be me being a hater. Well, I know it's me being a hater, but what is the appeal in going to the NFL draft? Like, I mean, it's cool. It's a lot of pageantry. You get to see fans in cool getup. That's awesome. But besides the party of just watching, watching players get drafted, I guess, is there something else there that's just the appeal? But I'm sure the fan experience is actually cool once you're there. That's got to be pretty awesome. Now, 98 laps into this race, and we want to bring in a friend of TNT and the two-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, Tom Sears, to the booth. Tomo, welcome upstairs, bud. Car trouble tonight?
Yeah, a little bit of car trouble. Made a mistake. I'd say it's a little more my fault than Press's fault, but we got into each other and that ruined both our cars. How's my background noise? Is it bad? Is it good?
You sound fantastic, man. You sound great. 99
All
laps into this race. Jacob Prince, 1.2 seconds behind Noah Belleville. And Tomo, I tell you, the driver of this 99 car just gets faster and faster. But it seems like the slides coming out of turn number 4 are really starting to get to him. And what's the tire fall off like? Because we're seeing these drivers now put in stints close to, and there goes Jacob Prince with another slide out of 4, but these guys are putting stints in close to and beyond 30 laps now. So surely it's one stop to the end, but how long do the tires actually last?
I mean, I was probably killing my tires a little bit more. I dropped back a little bit early. But I would say if we got 135 laps, I think these guys might need to stop one more time unless they save heavily. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another round of pit stops here, because when was that restart? Lap 92? Yeah,
if they don't pit, it's going to be 55 laps of racing to the end, and that's just not feasible.
No.
So, but if you take a look at the stint lengths here, looking at the top 10 running order, for Noah Belleville, 28 laps, 28 laps, and that's my mistake. I thought the second stint was longer. It's not. 28, 28, 24 laps. So assuming that they can still go 28 laps, we're actually going to see some guys go further, some guys go shorter, but we're 3 laps away from that pit window, and you just saw Toby Estes with a huge tail whip out of turn number 4. He's battling really hard for second place right now.
Yeah, he's fighting Prince here pretty good. Yeah, they're definitely gonna need one more stop. I think one more stop will do, and then that'll be it for gas. Wow. I don't know how far ahead or behind you are on live. I'm at the 99.8 going into turn 3. I just want to be on the same page as you.
No, we're good, man. Don't you worry about it. Jacob Prince in that 99. He's right on the outside of Toby Estes. Noah Belleville is 2.4 seconds ahead of the rest of these guys. Tommy Withers up 6 places from where he started. Ryan Pennell also up 6 places from where he started. And shout out to Decatur's Ryan Pennell. Probably a season high as far as consistency goes for him.
Yeah, he's having a good race, actually. I was just watching him. He's found a little line for himself. He's making a way around this track here right now in the top 5. And also Richie's having a good race too. It's good to see these guys get a crack at a top 5 there.
Central Florida's Richie Catania running in that 6th position. Landon's in the house as well, cheering for his Bluegrass Bandits. He's a fan of Toby Estes, who's now looking to get into the 2nd position. And Toby Estes with a big tail slide out of turn number 4. He's going to hold it together, though. And, Tom, this is becoming a theme now. We're in that pit window. And look at Ryan Pennell. He's now getting up behind that Bluegrass Bandit as well. They're almost going 3 wide out of turn number 2. Tom, the 99, with a big responsibility now to hold off the 8.
Yeah, he's got the 8 right on his tail. And here comes Ryan Pennell looking down low. See if he can get a good run off the corner here. Oh, he's loose, too. These guys are fighting the tires. The tire fall off here. I mean, this is a fun track. I was having a ton of fun out there. Oh, getting close up there. He's got some good racing here, Rick.
5-1 of Ryan Lindemann now on the outside of the 2-0 car. Noah Belleville 3 seconds ahead of this fight for the 2nd position. Greenwood, South Carolina's Jake Prince ahead of Greensburg, Kentucky's Toby Estes, and then Decatur, Illinois' Ryan Pennell running 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, respectively. 30. Now 29. Is it 29? 28? 29 laps to go. I can't count. We'll find out soon enough here. Richie Catania behind Briley right here. These two going at it for 5th, Tom.
Yeah, they're going at it here. This should be a good little battle here between the 24 and 29. Two pretty clean drivers. We see them a lot in all of our series. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued as we see Richie duck low here under the 29. He's going to clear him.
And the 2-4 gets into the wall. Probably right, just
Man.
sneaks to his inside. How about that? Richie showering some sparks inside the final 30 laps of competition. 2-9 into the top 5, but Richie's not going to give up just yet. And Tom, this is a kind of race that we really haven't seen where the tire fall off has been so great, so demanding, with, you know, with all the respect in the world, Richie Catania now running in the 6th position, Ryan Pennell running up in the 3rd position. These are names that we wouldn't expect this high, but this is their kind of race. The car's extremely loose, the tires fall off extremely quickly. They've adapted best. They're making the most of this.
Yeah, they're definitely getting loose out there as we see the 99 is going down pit road here. So we got the start of the pit cycle happening now. They should all be able to make it from here, but we got some good battles happening up here in the top 10, and I'm just interested to see how this pans out. What's that finishing order going to look like?
Jacob Prince in the 9th position as the leader zooms by him. Noah Belleville in car 41 has Ryan Pennell behind him in that 1-2. Briley Wright in the 2-9 sits in 3rd, but with Richie Catania breathing down his neck on board with car 29.
Yeah, we see Richie right on, and these guys are going to be pitting soon. I think 24 is about to pit here too, as we see Thomas Andrews there. Yeah, he's coming down. So
Riley Wright
shuffling.
also coming down. Thomas Andrews coming down, and then the 2-4 of Richie Catania coming down into the pits. Noah Belleville also into the pits. Tampa, Florida's Ryan Lindemann is coming into the pits. And now I'm interested in seeing who's going to shuffle out as the race leader. It's going to be Jacob Prince from Greenwood, South Carolina, coming to 24 laps to go. The points leader running as fast as he can. Noah Belleville trying to beat him out of turn number 1.
Yeah, he pit a lap early, so we see that difference in tires right there, just for how worn out these tires were. He got the lead there. Now we'll see if Belleville's going to be able to hang on here.
Prince coming into turn number 1. Noah Belleville, there he is out of turn number 2. Prince chasing him down. Watch the drag race. 4-1 being chased down by the 99. And of course, Belleville on cold tires. Jacob Prince pitted 2 laps earlier. He beat him.
He took that time strategy there, and this puts Prince in a situation here, right? He's got a couple laps older tires, but look at the time he just made up. So now it becomes, can the 99 manage those tires and keep up with the 41? That's a tall order, because that 41 on fresh tires, he's something else.
Belleville, 2 laps fresher tires than the 99 of Jacob Prince. Prince trying to extend that points lead over Toby Estes. So still, Prince has the advantage coming to 4 races to go. Next week at the Pocono Raceway, Toby Estes with 1 win, 12 points behind Jacob Prince. But Toby Estes has led laps. He's led a majority of laps. We'll have to see if he gets that bonus point for leading the most. But right now, Noah Belleville looking in his mirror. We still have more than 20 laps to go in this race. And Jacob Prince, the work is cut out for him, Tom. But now the question is this. How far into the stint are the tires going to fall off? Jacob Prince pitted on lap 108. By the time he finishes this race, there's going to be 27 laps on those tires. Let's look back to that most recent stint. The stats right there tell you that stint length was 30 laps. We know he can go 27 on a set, but when will the speed fall off?
I mean, that real top-notch speed, that really leaves your car after about 7 to 10 laps, but the hard fall off is just after 20 laps. You'll see a big difference in the speed of these cars, and that, for the in reference to the 99, right, because he's between the 8 and the 41 on a couple lap older tires, that lap, between lap 18 and 22 on those tires, we're going to see how big is that fall off. Can the 8 reel him in? I mean, he's already reeling him in a little bit, slowly but surely here. And, I mean, we're at the point in the season where there's 4 races left to go after this. We got, you know, a 12-point cushion from first, second, and points. Every position matters here. You know, one bad race for either guy could change their season.
Of course, that season finale 4 weeks from now at the Talladega Superspeedway.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be unbelievable. There's going to be a lot of money on the line. There's going to be a lot of hard racing. I'm excited for that. But still plenty of racing to go. 2-0 to go at the line and 1-9 this time by. Looking at that Thursday Night Thunder schedule, Tom, if I pull it up right now, we've got Pocono, Las Vegas, then Lucas Oil, IRP, and then Talladega. The run in to the championship. So that's the run from May. The 2nd, the 9th, the 16th, and the 23rd. Pocono, Vegas, IRP, and Dega. And you're going to see it all right here on Rick James TV. Riley Wright, 9/10 of a second ahead of Tommy Withers. That's the battle for 5th. Over the last 5 laps, Tom, Jacob Prince, not as quick as Noah Belleville, but Toby Estes consistently reeling him in. How hard does Jacob Prince fight for second place, or is it about damage control at this point?
I mean, he still has. I mean, think about, we got, 5 races including this one, right? 5 races left to see a checked flag, right? So you got a 12-point lead. You could fight the 8 here. You don't want to just let yourself get past by any means at the end of the race. You're on the top 3. Something could happen to the leader. All of a sudden, you're in a position to win. But at the same time, you do have the points lead. You can afford to come in 3rd here. But the caveat to all this is the last race at Talladega. So I'm fighting. If I'm in the 99's shoes, I'm fighting for every position, every bonus point, everything I can get before we get to Talladega, because you just don't know. You just don't know what's going to happen to you. You could get wrecked, need a fast repair, get back out there, no big deal. Get wrecked again, you're done. That could all happen in the first 10 laps. You just don't know.
15 to go this time by. Miss Moneypenny cheering for Noah Belleville. Josh DeGennaro in the chat cheering for his man Ryan Lindemann, who's running in 9th right now. A little bit of damage to the right front corner, but so far a top 10. And carrying the flag for the Sunshine State as Nick Saban is rambling about something with the Colts on the clock. Just under 3 minutes to go for the Colts to submit their pick. Tom, NFL draft thoughts? What do you think?
Not really. Not a big football guy. I am going to Indianapolis for the Indy 500 next month.
That's cool.
My wife down there for her first non-New Hampshire motorsport event. So very excited to get over there. So you say Indianapolis Colts, all I can think about is the Indy 500. Yep.
Definitely a bucket list race. I've been to the racetrack, but I haven't seen a race there. Same as Daytona, though. It's one of those world-class facilities that you got to make it to.
I swear by anyone who's never been, you just don't. I'm not sure what you're up to, but you need to go there.
2-4 of Richie Catania coming up behind the Season 4 champion. Half a second, the gap between them. Tommy Withers in that number 6, up 8 places from where he started. He's the race's hardest charger thus far. Briley right in the 2-9, sneaking behind the 9 of Seth Wansing, but Wansing running in 10th right now. And really, it was a fantastic race for him in the cornflakes machine up until Tommy Withers kind of lifted him in that 3rd corner.
Yeah, Seth, kind of a maybe a disappointing run here for him. He had some pretty good speed early in the race, so you hate to see it. He's a pretty fast driver. But we got to, I think that in the next few laps here, this battle with 6, 7, 8, I think these 3 cars are going to compress a bit, and we're going to see a good shootout here for who gets P6. I don't think they're catching the 29.
5th place, Briley right now to the inside of Seth Wansing. Again, not for position. Tommy Withers in 6th, Thomas Andrews in 7th, and Richie Catania in that 8th spot.
Yeah, and I'm keeping an eye here on Toby in 3rd. He was reeling Prince in, but I think he used up a bit of his tire, and now he's kind of just staying right where he's at. He's not really reeling him in anymore. And if you're in the 99 car, you're loving what you're seeing in your mirror. That 8 car has stopped his advance, and you can just, that's one more point you get to keep in this tight points battle here coming to the end of the season.
9 at the line next time by. Toby Estes sitting in third, Ryan Pennell in fourth. 4 seconds off of that top 3, but you still have to give it to him. Up 6 places from where he started and really putting in a fantastic shift in the 1-2 Mac Tonight machine. Tommy Withers in 6th. Tomo, you called it. Here comes Thomas Andrews to the inside of car number 6. Listen to the car sing on board with car number 2.
Yeah, I can see Andrews is hunting. He's hunting, trying to find an angle on that 6 car. He's trying to find how he can get a good run on him without killing his tires here. We still got a few laps to go, so good battle. Keep an eye on as 24 tags the wall back there.
Catania trying to hold it together. A quarter of a second the gap between the 6th and the 7th position. Noah Belleville leads the race so far. 3 seconds is the gap as he comes to 7 laps to go. Jacob Prince still 1 second ahead of Toby Estes. Not over yet. Now Toby Estes clawing to within 1/10 of Prince, and then Thomas Andrews now trying to get the position back from Withers. Andrews up into the wall, and he's going to invite Richie Catania to draw closer. This is for 7th.
Yeah, a little hard out of the turn there for Thomas Andrews. He's putting some dives in now. We got 5-6 laps to go, so he's gonna push hard. And I'm still watching the 8. He's working. He's trying to get closer to that 99. Now the 99 is about hit his tire wall, so the 8 is. I think the 8 got there a little early. He really used his stuff up. I don't think he's gonna be able to catch him here for second. And Holy Muskrat, Noah Belleville in that 41. He is sailing away.
4 seconds, the gap between them, and it's pretty impressive what he's put together this season. And we know we give him, mess. We give him stick because he's running a part-time schedule, or he's, not running full-time like he said he would. He's missed a couple races, but he's on course for his 3rd victory this season. Only 45 points off of Jacob Prince, but again, he's doing everything he needs to do to get closer in this championship. Jake Prince 3.5 seconds off of Noah Belleville, and Toby Estes only within 9/10. 4 laps to go this time by Tom, and Thomas Andrews now starting to fall off of Thomas Withers, and if anybody's got anything left for a pass, it's going to be on shredded tires.
These tires are totally worn out. These guys knew that was their last pit cycle, and that there's only so many more chances to gain position, so they've been pushing, from the looks of it, pretty hard this whole last fuel run. But it looks, Andrews, just almost tags the wall there. These guys are pushing it really hard.
Tristan Catania trying to catch up to John Honeybrink. These two are 4/10 apart. Here comes the 48, trying to get one over on the 2-0. Quickly approaching 2 laps to go. Seth Wansing behind Briley Wright. This is not for position. Ryan Lindemann is chasing down Seth Wansing. The 51 Folders machine trying to get one more run here, and the 48 Tom trying to get around the 2-0 of John Honeybrink.
He's working on him. This is the closest battle on the track right here, between the 48 and the 20. 2 guys that have been with us for a long, long time. Yeah, they've got old tires, so we'll see how that one works out, Rick.
Fewer than 3 miles to go in this race. Thomas Andrews within 6/10 to the Season 4 Daytona winner, Tommy Withers. Tristan Catania from New Jersey trying to get just on the outside there. White flag's not out yet. John Honeybrink gets loose right ahead of Tristan Catania, and now the white flag is out just ahead of race leader Noah Belleville. Does Belleville take it easy? Does he just let these two continue to battle it out? The pride of DeSoto, Missouri, going for his 3rd victory this season. He's getting ever closer to that points championship. Jacob Prince doing everything he can do as well, and so did Toby Estes. But when the dust settles under the shadow of Chicago, Noah Belleville reigns supreme. He wins TNT round number 12. These two, Tom, still fighting it out. Honeybrink and Catania, one more lap.
Yeah, one more lap. We see Catania get underneath Honeybrink there. Looks like he's gonna run away with the spot unless he blows his corner.
Great run into that third corner for Tristan Catania. John Honeybrink too far to mount a charge. 0.6 will be the unofficial gap between 11th and 12th. And this driver right here, Noah Belleville, driving a world-class race tonight. He wins his third race this season.
What a drive. What a drive by the 41. Very talented guy we've had. We've seen his development over the years, and it's just a joy to watch him. You know, I don't like to lose, but it is a joy to watch his improvement over the years and how he's been the last few seasons. He's been something else. He's a really, really good driver.
Fans at home, don't go anywhere. Noah Belleville is going to celebrate a little bit more. We're going to get our top three and have podium interviews in just a moment. On the podium with our top three after an awesome night of racing at Chicagoland. Bronze medalist tonight, one of the Bluegrass Bandits, Toby Estes in that number 8 Budweiser Chevrolet. Toby, awesome run tonight. You did everything that you needed to do, but what was the difference between second and then first?
I don't know. If I laid back too much saving tire, it's like I was just not fast enough on the long run, and then even whenever I pushed it on the short run, I don't know. It just didn't work out. I think it was the night, and I practiced mostly in the day, but it was a fun race.
Looking next week at Pocono, you sit now, 39 points away from... No, I'm sorry, not 39. I can't do math. I'm sorry. It's 488 to 475. You sit 13 points behind Jacob Prince with 4 races to go, and you've got a comfortable cushion over Noah Belleville. What are we going to see next week at Pocono?
I don't know. I struggle with Pocono, so it's the tricky triangle for a reason, so I guess we'll see what happens.
Congrats on third. We'll see you in a week's time. Tomo, you've got tonight's silver medalist.
Yeah, Jacob Prince. Another great performance here. Podium, second place. You've got a little cushion here going into Pocono. How you feeling? How was your race there?
Well, I mean, coming in, I just really wanted to protect the points lead, and I was able to do that. So that's a positive of the night. But honestly, just a really frustrating race from my seat. I mean, like Toby said, once it got nighttime, I mean, the tires didn't fall off at all, and that's really disappointing because I figured Chicagoland, we kind of grade them up, but kind of took it out of our hands, and you can just run all out the whole run. So that definitely hurt me a little bit, but I'll take a second and move on to Pocono. Love Pocono, so we'll get out there next week and hopefully have another good run.
Good race out there.
Yep, thank you.
Congrats to Greenwood, South Carolina's Jacob Prince. Now on to DeSoto, Missouri's Noah Belleville. And Noah, 3 wins this season, a dominating race. There's really not more we can say about that. Start to finish, it seems that you just manage the car beautifully. Looking into next week at Pocono, the gap grows closer. Do you still have one eye on the championship? 4 races to go.
I got an eye on it, but like, today I did everything I needed to. I got the win, but the problem is, Prince and Toby, they're doing what they need to as well, and they're finishing second and third, or they're finishing top 5 every week, and so like I could keep winning, but I'm too far behind to catch them if they keep finishing that high. And today was just another day where they got second and third, and so I'm winning, but I'm not gaining enough points per race. So I really need them to start making mistakes. But I mean, you gotta hand it to them. They're doing good every race, and they're definitely making it tough.
3 wins this season, going for 4 next week at Pocono. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you in a week.
Yep, thank you.
Tom Sears, fun race tonight. We're going to see you next week at Pocono as well, man. Thank you so much for coming through for the last bit of that race. It was a thrill.
Very fun to join you, Rick. Unfortunately, I DNF'd to get here, so hopefully we don't repeat that, and I won't be in the booth with you unless I get a top 3.
Hopefully we see you in the booth for the right reasons next week.
Yes.
Fans at home, that's another Thursday Night Thunder race in the books. We're going to have the late models, the super late models at Oxford Plain Monday night right here, Rick James TV, and then next Thursday night, 8:40 p.m., 4 races to go in the championship right here on Rick James TV on Twitch and YouTube. The Gen 4 cars hit the tricky triangle. Then it's going to be Las Vegas, IRP, and Talladega to finish out the 8th campaign of Thursday Night Thunder. Until that next race, everybody please stay safe.